This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
Okay, would like to welcome everybody to the annual meeting of the Friends of the Manhan Rail Trail. It is 7 p.m., October 24th, 2022, and this meeting is now officially called to order. Just wanted to welcome everybody. Thanks for coming out on such a lovely night, and feel free to jump in with any questions or comments at any point. We're pretty informal, so just go with it. We just have a few business items, and then I'll pass it off to Barb. So the first thing we have to do is decide if the current board of directors will remain in their current position. Everyone has agreed to stay on. So I guess there should be a call for nominations. But let me just introduce everybody first. I'm Wendy Hammerly. I'm the Friends of the Manhan Rail Trail president, and Barbara LaBombard, who you all know, is the treasurer. David Jaffe, they're taking notes furiously, is our secretary, our new secretary. And our current directors are Peter Brooks. Thanks for coming, Peter. John Bader, who should be maybe sliding in at any minute. Ralph Sturgeon, and John Lucido, and Liz Sturgeon. So I guess if somebody wants to make a motion to accept the current slate, unless there's any objections.
Be on the committee to make a motion?
No, you're a friend. You're a friend.
I would make a motion that we accept the nominations as.
Second. Okay.
All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, so that is passed. Thank you. The next order of business is to approve the minutes from a year ago, and Barbara did send them out. Hopefully everybody had a chance to take a quick peek at them. So
Sent them to the members of the committee, but Tom and Barb, if you do need to see them,
I wouldn't mind taking a peek.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, no, sorry, that's last month. This is last. Oh, and here is treasurer's report.
You want to audit us? Oh, yeah.
So I'll give you just a minute to take a look at that, but did anybody have any changes or any issues with last year's minutes? Okay. Does somebody want to make a motion to approve those minutes?
I make a motion that we approve the minutes from the 2021 Friends meeting. I second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? Okay, thank you. Now we're going to go to the treasurer's report, and that will be Barb giving that.
Okay, so members of the committee did get copies of this. Barbara, you can keep that. Okay. Basically, we are fairly stable from last year. The total in our money market right now is $36,795, which compares to almost the exact same amount last year. The amount in our checking is $6,333. This time of the year, we're getting in dues payment, so that goes up a little bit. Let's see, we got payments from all three of the mill owners this year. The city support of $2,500 was also received, and we got a little tiny bit of interest for a total income over the past year of $12,879.75. Under expenses, our biggest cost, of course, is the amount of work that we have contracted out this year so far, and it's mostly for mowing and trash pickup, $6,273.82. Trail amenities, we did pay for part of the plantings down at the Tandem Bagel site. to Williston, which we do appreciate all their work. I put that under trail amenities. So total expenses this year was $7,893.23. So we're on the plus side, $4,986.52. Very, very similar to last year. That's about it.
Anybody have any questions or comments about the financial picture? Okay.
Are we getting any interest on our $36,000?
Well, we're not, and the total interest that we got was $16.77. Now, I know that, actually, I have been thinking about this, that it might be worthwhile taking some of that money out of our Florence Savings Bank account and putting it into another account. I use Capital One. I think there may be another, even an online account that we could get more interest in, and we could easily move back and forth.
Good.
So actually, I was going to mention that and see if, I'm not sure how it works for a nonprofit as opposed to like me individually, doing it.
Uh-huh.
But I think it's worth looking into. So,
You could ask at the bank what's feasible or not, and
well, I think it's more like looking online and seeing.
well, I wonder if like even like sometimes you can get a certificate of deposit where there's no penalty if you pull it out
Yeah.
earlier. So if you wanted to do a portion with a higher interest as a certificate of deposit,
Yeah,
knowing that you could, if you needed it, you could get it without a penalty.
right. Do you have some knowledge of that, or?
I don't know. I'm sure there's different options, but they usually unfortunately, the local banks,
Yeah,
kind of
very low.
keep it pretty low. We have a personal thing is Discover Bank Online, and they are very good about quick transfers,
Yeah.
good website,
Yeah.
good customer support. If you inadvertently overdraw, there's no penalty,
Mhm.
unless you do it a lot.
Right.
We've had a good experience. What their situation is for organizations, I don't know.
Yeah, we have used Capital One, and it's,
Yeah.
once you set it up, it's like minutes.
Yeah.
Meaning you can link to accounts and it can go it's very quick. And they're making like 2.25% right now. Probably it'll go up a little bit. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's something to look into.
Mhm.
And I've been thinking about that lately. So if everybody's okay with it, I'll look at, I think, we could leave a small amount in there just to have it. And this is where, like, if somebody makes a donation online through PayPal, it automatically will go into the Florence Savings Bank, the money market account. So we need to keep that open, but I think as
Oh,
far
yeah.
as,
Oh, for sure.
moving out like,
Have local.
25,000 even, and just putting it someplace else to earn a little more interest.
Yeah, especially now.
Yeah, yeah.
Chance there's an accountant amongst friends members who might know the rules for nonprofits versus
I
individuals?
think it probably, I actually went on Capital One and there is a nonprofit. I think I would just need to call and talk to somebody and see how to set that up.
Yeah.
And that's just that bank I know about. There's many others too. So I think it depends on the institution that you're going to.
Yeah.
Any other questions about the financial situation? That was a good suggestion. Okay. Or do we need to have a motion to accept the treasurer's report? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would someone like to make that motion?
Motion to accept.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Okay, passes. Thank you. Just real quickly, a quick look at the highlights of the year. If I can get through it without coughing here. First of all, we are extremely grateful to be able to partner with Williston Northampton School on a couple of projects this year. One was the installation of the lights along the section of the trail that runs adjacent to the school. And the second was the replacement of all the landscaping next to Tandem Bagel. Williston very generously foot the bill for the lights, and we shared the cost of the plantings, as Barbara mentioned. We worked closely with Williston staff, and Brian's here tonight, but to complete these projects, and I just want to emphasize how appreciative we are of being able to work with them, not only in these projects, but on others, the plowing. There are other things that Williston has stepped up and helped us out many times. So we thank you for that. We also continued working with other trails from Northampton to New Haven to share ideas about marketing and planning for that entire trail. And likewise, the trail that will go from Northampton to Boston, which is called the Mass Central Trail. So we're kind of at that juncture. So we're kind of involved with both of those projects a little bit. And one of the things we did was post their survey from the Mass Central Railway on our Facebook page and our website. And we're doing whatever we can to support both of those projects. And as usual, we answered quite a few emails. We get quite a bit of correspondence from the public, which is great, comments, questions. And so Barb and I pretty much field those as best we can, or if they need to be turned over to Parks and Rec or something, we do that. Looking ahead, well, we got a little short list. We're hoping to repair or repave some sections of the trail that are badly cracked due to the tree roots. We also have some broken fences that need to be repaired or removed. We are proposing that the city tree warden do a comprehensive assessment of the trees along the trail so that we will be able to remove damaged trees or dangerous trees before they fall and not have to react in the middle of a storm or shortly after a storm. So we're speaking to the city about that. We also plan to begin discussions with the city about working more closely with them to develop a long-term maintenance plan for the trail as we eventually kind of back off a little bit and have the city more in charge of the maintenance. So that's going to be a big transition. And finally, as always, we continue to advocate for new trail connections between the trail and the city, schools, and city parks and neighborhoods. So that's an ongoing project. I think that's it, unless anybody has anything to add or any questions about any of those. Okay.
What about the Manhan, the Southampton section? Yes, any update on that?
I do not. Their website, last I checked, wasn't updated. I did try to reach out to one of their folks and didn't get very far, but I can try and follow up with them. They got their grant for the design, so that's a huge step. So, but as we know, that all takes time. So I'm sure they're moving behind the scenes, but I'll try to get an update from them if I can, John.
Okay.
There was a notice in the Gazette today regarding, I think it's called the Florence section of the railroad that owns the right of way. And I believe they're trying to turn it over to somebody. And that was just in the Gazette today. I think it was like maybe 4 miles, 4.25 miles, which would be beyond, obviously from Coleman Road, but it would be on Sheldon, but I'm not sure where it ended. So a transfer of ownership of that right away.
Okay.
Maybe to the Southampton group.
Okay. Well, that's new. That's something new. That's good. Okay.
Yeah, eventually you want to connect it to Westfield. It's going to be kind of tricky though.
Well, that's still active as far as I know in the Westfield, right at the Westfield end. So
Yeah.
Okay. Any
great.
Any other questions or comments before we wrap up the Friends meeting and move into the city Manhan Rail Trail meeting?
I wonder if we should maybe, because Brian's here and it's a subject that probably people are interested in, maybe we should get an update on the lights and what's going on with the adjustment of the lights.
Okay, that's fine. I didn't know if you wanted to wait until your meeting, Barb, but if we could do it now.
Let's do that now while everybody's here.
Okay, all right. Brian, the floor is yours.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. So yes, obviously, the lighting was a challenging dynamic given the length of run that we were dealing with to try to light up, but also utilizing power where it was available. Kind of pushed us into a direction with the lighting designers that we push these poles out a long ways apart, which, you know, they're currently at about 320 feet apart. So which was the decision and the recommendation of the lighting designers to go with the type of fixture that we did, because it has a long range of illumination, if you will. So I had Whiteley Electric was back on the trail on Friday, putting some shrouds on the fixtures, but also adjusting them so they were not so direct to the trail, but kind of offset of the trail. I actually walked the trail yesterday morning, a little after 6 o'clock, and I thought it was much improved over what it had been. He had ordered shrouds for all of the fixtures, and he only received half of what he ordered, and that's just like everything else electrical these days. You never know what you're going to receive when you place an order. So I think it's going to be somewhat ongoing. I hope it's improved for everyone that uses the trail. I felt better about it after my walk yesterday morning. I have talked to many people. Obviously, with my office being right close to the trail, I do talk to a lot of people that are using it for biking and walking. I hear good, I hear bad. I think for the most part, it's positive because it's safe. And you know, your feedback is certainly always welcome. It's an ongoing thing. I don't mind pursuing other options. I still feel good about the fixture that was chosen, because if any other type of fixture we were to use, we would have had to put a lot more poles in place to make that happen. So yeah, I'd like to hear back from anyone who wants to comment.
Brian, have the covers or shrouds, like where have they been put on? I kind of drove over there right before the meeting and it still looked really bright to me. I just wondered, like, maybe I looked at a spot where they hadn't been put on yet.
Yeah.
Like,
so
right by the parking lot.
So Dan only got half of what he had ordered, Barb. So he kind of it was a judgment call on his part to use them in places where he thought it made more sense with respect to the apartments along the bike trail. I do think they make a difference. If you know, I think the best recommendations, like if you pull up to the bridge down at Lasone Rink and see how bright it is there, you say, "Oh my God, it's awful. How can we even walk there?" But if you physically walk it, it's really, with the adjustments been made, it's you know what we're trying to achieve with the distance we're trying to illuminate. And it's a challenge. I'm not going to lie.
So it, like, you know where our bike path shed is?
Yes.
Like right, like the closest light to the shed, is there something on that one, or is that one that hasn't been shrouded yet?
That one is one that hasn't been shrouded. And I was actually, when I was there yesterday morning, I was like, wow, we could actually use more light right in this little area between the shed and heading towards the pond, because it's still kind of dark in there.
Really? I thought it was pretty bright. I was noticing that I just drove there right before the meeting. So in your parking lot, which is right next to it, there's a light, and the thing is like down, but the one on the trail are more out. Are they different? Are they different fixtures, or are they similar?
Totally different type of fixture.
Okay. Because I thought that was better on, it still was bright, but so I didn't know if the ones on the trail can be adjusted at all.
It can be turned down, Barb. It's just that by turning it down, you lose your distance of effectiveness. Whereas when we're in
To me, I don't think that personally think every inch has to be lit. I think it just needs to be,
Mhm.
I mean, you know what I mean? I don't think like every inch from light to light pole needs to be totally bright.
And if you're walking or riding, you're going to have something like this on your body so that you can see everything.
Yeah, you know, so if tilting them down a little bit might take away, you know, might not light up the whole trail, but it would not be in your face as much.
Mhm.
I mean, to me, the ones in the parking lot, because they're tilted more down, they're
Yeah.
they're almost the same height, but
Right.
the light is more out, but it still seems well lit to me.
Yeah, and those in the parking lot are a parking lot fixture, which are just designed to wash straight down. There is no adjustability with that type of fixture like we have with the trail ones, but we certainly can try turning them down some and see what that does for everyone.
To me, I think because when you're walking, when it's right in your eyes, if it could just be tilted down just a little bit, so it's maybe like at your body, like not at your face, you know, that's, and if we lose a little bit in between, I mean, I don't think it's that bad. I just didn't know what the capability of if there was an adjustment feature that could be.
Yeah, they're quite adjustable, that's for sure. I would just, caution that we will lose, we are going to end up with dark spots in between as we turn those down more.
Yeah, I mean, you might not even have to turn them down that much, just so they're angled a little bit. I mean, I think especially maybe you could just try it on a couple lights just to see.
Yep.
And go from there.
Yeah. I would just invite anyone and everyone to go see it and get more feedback as to what they look like right now. But
was it a big concern not to have any shadow areas or dark spots?
Well,
along with that, are there dark spots on the other side of Union Street where the lights are?
Yeah.
Have there been any issues at all as far as people saying it's too dark in between?
Yeah, I think that's why I was like, it doesn't have to be like daylight the whole way, as long as it's, fairly lit.
Yep. Okay. I will definitely get back in touch with Dan and see what we can do next to experiment and keep you up to speed on what we do so we can get some feedback that way.
Yeah, I tend to not be down there very often at night, so if there's anybody else on this committee or the group that is out there, and tell us what you think.
Yeah, that would be great. Because I'm just basing my own opinion, from my walk yesterday morning, and I was like, wow, this is a lot better. I know it's bright, but I also felt safe on the path as well. So.
Yeah, but like I said, the one that I was noticing tonight, if you say you haven't done anything with it, then I don't know what the others that have been shrouded, what they look like right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a huge difference. The shroud is quite subtle, but it does make a difference.
I think the angling is, if that's possible, if you could do that, I think that might be something good to try.
You definitely can give that a go.
All right. But we do appreciate it, and the plantings look great, and that was a big project too.
Well, it's our pleasure. We, certainly want to help keep the city safe as well, and those people that love to use the path. It sure gets dark once they pass the rink, so I don't know what the future plans are there, but it's amazing to see how much use it gets.
Oh, Brian, can I ask about what the school's plans are for plowing this year?
Well, I mean, the plan is going to be as we usually do. Obviously, the school activities of the day are the priority. But we certainly want to help and try to do our part to keep the trail clear as best we can.
Tell me what section, we often don't know who does what. Can you tell me what section you guys do?
Well, it's funny you bring that up because there are mornings, and I only know this because I'm sitting right next to the bike path in my office some mornings, there is a gentleman on a big Kubota tractor that goes by with a snowplow on his tractor. We don't know where he comes from. We don't know where he goes.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if anybody else knows who this, person is, but he does a great job. So we don't always know either, Barb. I think that it was asked, to at least do down to Union Street. I know that there are times when the guys have time that they will go to Ferry Street as well, but it's really so dependent on what our own responsibilities are and what the storm has done to us and that sort of thing.
Right. Yeah, we realize that, but yeah, it's always like people say, who's plowing the trail? And we're like, well, besides Williston, we don't know.
Yeah, I know this guy on the Kubota tractor, he comes from South Street direction, but nobody knows who he is. I haven't talked to one person that knows who this person is.
Okay.
He does a really great job.
There'll be a prize for whoever identifies the mystery plower.
I think so. He's going so fast. I don't know how we would stop him to get his name. So,
well, we appreciate whatever you can do, however little or much that is. Thank you.
Well, I know, and the conditions are always challenging, and if there's a lot of foot traffic on there before we get a chance to get out there, then we can't do as good a job as we want to do. But we're always giving it our best shot to make it passable still.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Our pleasure. And as far as the lights go, we'll just keep after it and see if we can't make things better.
Yeah. Just keep me in the loop as to what you're trying and where you are, and then you can go out and check it out and see what we think.
I will do that, and I'll be in touch with Dan Whiteley tomorrow, and just to see what we can do about making some adjustments again and how soon we can pull that off. I know it's supposed to be really nice out after tomorrow, maybe for the rest of the week. So it'd be nice to get something adjusted again for the weekend, so everybody has time to see what it looks like.
Right. No, we do truly appreciate it, and we'll get it figured out. So
I know it's a challenge, but our goal is to make everybody happy and make it as functionable as possible.
Great. Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Would you like me to stick around, Barb, for anything else, or?
I think actually that was pretty much going to be the main topic of conversation tonight.
Okay.
So, no, go and enjoy your evening.
Well, if anybody else has any more questions, send them off to Barb, and she can reach out to me, and we'll continue this project, and hopefully we can make it great.
Okay. Thanks again, Brian.
Thank you.
Brian.
Have a good night.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
So, Barb, do you want me to officially close the Friends meeting?
I think so, unless anybody else has anything. Oh, Barbara has.
For comment, I had some topics that we thought would come up in the Friends, but maybe it comes up in.
Oh, well, you go ahead. The
meeting.
two meetings I think are going to merge together pretty much tonight.
We were just curious if there's been any crosstalk about trails to Mountain View.
There's
Any
the
involvement of the Manhan Trail Committee.
there's the plan to widen the sidewalks along Park Street to go up to the school, and part of that is going to be having a link from the bike path right there at Ward Avenue up by Phillips to come up that hill. That was kind of moving forward, but I think there's some property discussions that are going to be. So when that happens, that will be the connection from the bike path up to that path on Park Street. Now that path on Park Street, that's quite the project.
Okay.
And I think they were saying it won't be it's going to be several.
25.
Yeah, it won't be for a while.
Yeah.
In the meantime, they do have a trail. If you go into the park, Tech Park, one of the trails there's a sign that says it's a woodsy trail that goes from there over to the school.
10 minutes on that trail. I went to the open house at the high school.
Oh, nice.
I mean, at the new school, and I just, really easy.
Yeah. There is actually a sign that they put that
I
directs people over there. So, yep, that's in the works, but.
Great. Okay. I mean, this could come up for, I don't know which meeting, but any information about Union Street and the benches and all that whole.
Haven't heard. I mean, I don't know. I think the benches are going to go away, but I'm sure they'll probably add something there. I think the trail's going to be
like Ferry Street.
Ferry Street, so it won't be a straight shot. It'll be we've heard that the kiosk is okay. So it looks like it's this part closer to the street that will be changed. Maybe next year. I think mostly right now what they're doing is working on utilities and that kind of stuff.
So the benches are gonna come out, is that correct?
Probably, I hope.
In order to not encourage people sitting down?
I wouldn't be surprised if there's probably some benches put back there.
I'm sure there will be. Yeah. But right now it's just. I don't know if in the planning department's in their website, if they have a schematic of what it would look like. I'm sure they probably do. Or it might be Public Works, is it? Yeah. But that's all I know. Anything else? Did you repaint this side of the
I did it,
shed?
somebody beat me to it,
Oh, okay.
so
Yeah, it looks good.
it does, yeah.
Yeah.
came out well.
The shed?
It got graffiti on it in the spring.
Same person with the tractor?
Apparently.
No, I don't think so, no, it was an traffic guy.
Yeah, so I see there are two, Roslyn and Alexis. Don't know if you have any comments that you'd like to make? Okay.
Hi, I just wanted to see what the Friends meeting was like. I enjoyed the trail. We live on South Street near Route 10, right behind the College Variety. There's a strip of 7 condos there. So I'm delighted that the town straightened out the walkway and the accessibility. My husband uses a wheelchair frequently, and I'm just delighted with the trail and wanted to know more. We've been supportive and will continue so.
Thank you for coming.
Glad to be here.
Hi, Alexis.
Hi.
Want to say anything?
Yeah, I live near Big E's, so probably like by City Hall. I would love a connection from my neighborhood, but you guys have a lot of other things going on, so probably not top of your list at the moment. I'm also the mass bike rep for the MPO and replacing Marvin Ward, who I'm sure some of you already know. And I'm new to that role, and I mostly just sit and listen to meetings. And I'm also super excited about Mass Central Rail Trail, and I went to the Golden Spike Conference in July. And I'm new to Easthampton in general. So, hello.
Well, thanks for coming. That's good. got a lot of connections, so that could be helpful.
Yeah, I'll probably just try to pop in and listen to what you guys are working on ongoing.
Great.
Okay. Any other friends issues, or do you want to slide over to what? Do you have other stuff on your agenda, Barb, for the city meeting?
Just the minutes and a map update if you have one, but why don't we adjourn the friends and we'll just, roll over to the bike path committee.
Okay. Can I have a motion to adjourn the October 24th, 2022 Friends of the Manhan Rail Trail meeting?
So moved.
And second. All in favor? Aye. Okay, thank you.
All right, so now we will open the Manhan Rail Trail Committee meeting. We sent out the David's minutes from the last meeting with your agenda. Anybody have any corrections or comments? Okay, do I have a motion to accept the minutes of the September 26th meeting?
Make a motion, accept the minutes.
Second? Second. All in favor? Okay. All right. So do we have any trail maintenance update besides talking about the lights? Anything, Joe?
Well, the main issue now is the leaf blowing.
Yep.
I like to coordinate with Sherry, the
Okay.
volunteer, so.
Okay.
I don't know how to get a hold of her. You have her email address?
Yeah. I'll send it to you, Joe.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, she will be more than happy to help with that. We did, she did submit a few more hours, and so I paid her another little paycheck. And she got some gas. So, I told you that already.
So
Yeah,
Barb,
last year.
is she an employee now?
Yep, we paid her twice.
Okay, so she's done with her tax to work or work to tax, whatever that is. And now she's a contract employee. Okay.
Yeah, she was a big help last year with the leaf blowing.
Yeah, I didn't have to do a thing like it.
So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I think she likes to do that.
Well, that's good, yeah. She did very good work.
Yes, she
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
She is. Yes. Whenever I see her come in the door, I'm like, no, she sends me pictures and things like that. As an update on the fence repairs, somebody in my house still hasn't finished that. But that's okay. I wanted to mention that, Peter, you're here. So we do, this year, we definitely have to get the letters on the mural fixed. I noticed the other day that the eye is like up on the top is
delaminated.
Yeah, well, no, it's askew. So I'm hoping that Rich can fix that. But on the bottom, I'm actually able to a few of the letters have actually totally come off. I mean, you can just take it right off. They're so rotted that you can take it off with your hand. But the problem is that leaves, because the letters were put on from the back, it leaves a nail sticking out, a screw. So I think what we're going to need, I know we were talking about getting the color core material and then just cutting it
Well,
out.
that's your first biggest thing is what are you going to replace the letters with? What
Right.
material? You
Right.
got to nail that down
Yeah.
before you even start.
Yeah. So I think over the winter, we really need to get that settled. And then I think we almost could peel those letters off or even go down and just trace them to make a pattern to get the letters replaced. But I do think that I was there the other day and they're really bad. I mean, maybe not every single letter, but a lot of them, especially on the bottom, they're so rotted, you can just take them off with your hand. I just kind of pushed them back. But a few of them, there were some pieces on the ground actually. So.
What they made of that? Wood?
It was just wood.
The same plywood that the mural was made out of.
It's just.
So Barb, do you think if we do a few, we should just do them all? Because they're eventually all going to be in the same situation.
I do.
I think if we're gonna do them, we should just take them all off and do them all. So I think that should be a project for, I mean, it would be a good winter project and then put them on in the spring, but somebody needs to go out and make a pattern of all the letters. And then we need to investigate a material and find somebody who can do it.
Well, if the letters are all one font, the sign company, if you just give them the font and the size, they should be able to reproduce the letters that you need without tracing each one individually, I would think.
I don't know what the font is, and I don't think we would have a company do them. I think we would just get the material and then you could just cut them, right?
Well, that's what I did with the ones that are there.
Yeah,
I
like a
cut 'em all with
jigsaw or
bandsaw.
something, or yeah. I think a carpenter could probably just, as long as they had something to trace and they had the material, you could just cut it out.
Well, that's what Stu did for me. He printed them out on his printer down there, whatever font he used.
Yep.
He never told me, but I didn't need to know. And then, full size, and that's just what
You
I
just cut
did.
it out, yeah.
I don't know if anybody feels comfortable enough trying to get a hold of Stu up there, if he's still up there and where, or is it in a file down there in the planning department
Yeah.
somewhere?
I mean, it seemed, I don't think it was anything unique. I mean,
Could you take a picture of some of the
yeah,
letters to help identify what font was maybe used?
I would think so. Yeah. But I mean, at this point right now, you could go down and you could just trace them, some of them. And some of them that are falling off, you could just trace them, But I think if we had a couple that we could just look at and then compare to the computer.
Exactly, the computer's got a list this long.
I know, you could probably find it.
Does the school have a shop program?
What?
Does the school have a shop program?
I don't even know. I don't know. I think I know somebody who might be willing to do it, but
He's busy right now, right?
yeah. But anyway, I do think it's getting to the point where it's getting pretty critical. They're really starting to fall apart. So
And the screws that stick out,
we'll just cut them off. Just
a grinder.
yeah, just cut them off.
A grinder with a cutoff wheel, just go in there and just nick them and they're gone.
Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to just bring that up because, it's pretty bad. But luckily, the rest of the mural, it looks pretty good. Yeah. The metal piece that we put along the top of it, I think has helped a lot with the water staying off of it.
Because that would look like the letters if these guys didn't do that.
I mean, the skateboard guy is in our garage because that fell off. I mean, there's parts of the things that were attached that the same thing has happened to. They've rotted and they've come apart. So, yeah, the skateboard didn't stay up there very long anyway.
The kids would jump up.
Yep.
And pull it off.
So. All right, Wendy and Liz, do you have any update on the map project? Any new news?
No, I haven't heard from George.
From them in a while.
Yeah, well, I'll check back. Barb, any update on our discussions with the city about the trees and the maintenance switch, making them move towards?
No, but I think we're gonna have to make that be us asking for a meeting with them at some point, maybe over the winter.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to be the prime mover on that.
Yeah. Okay, I'll make another note to talk to Greg about it.
Okay. But in the meantime, can we ask the tree warden, could that be two separate projects?
Yeah, I never did reach out to her about that because I was talking to Greg. So I can email her directly and see if she can, what she thinks of that project.
Okay.
Okay.
Because if we get a heavy snow, we could get more limbs down. And again, I'd rather be preemptive and try to remove
And I
any dangerous.
don't know whatever happened with those trees that she brought to our attention. The list that she had brought to us, our attention down by like Dewey Street. I don't know if that was ever taken care of or what the status is. So it's even worth just checking in about those trees.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
Do you know if they're gonna replace that map they had over by Ferry Street next to the bench, the art project?
I don't know. I think they actually took that away.
They took the pole, the little bolts are still in the ground.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I haven't heard. Nope.
Which map is that?
the one with that new art project that was installed by Ferry Street, they had a bench and there was a map of all the sort of sites
Yeah.
in town.
Oh, okay.
The one that was vandalized
Okay.
right next to the new piece of art.
Well, speaking about vandalism, have you seen the kiosk over by Acadia?
No. It's all,
Whole face is all like
is it?
graffitied up. And
Oh, man. Does it
Yes.
look like a graffiti that could be removed with
I
graffiti?
drove
remover?
by, I saw it, I didn't stop.
Oh,
I don't know, Terry, I showed her the supplies she needs and the methods and the tricks to get that off. I don't know if she even knows about it.
Is it on the metal or is it on the
It's
map?
on the face of the plexiglass.
Oh, of course.
And if she can't get that off, I don't know if we have any spare pieces in the shed. If not, that's something I can get. I don't know if I have the dimensions, but
Okay,
I
I'll
can
ask her.
slide
to-
that one out and then just plain old replace it if she can't clean it off.
I'll have her, I'm surprised she didn't, send that to me.
Yeah, and well, maybe she didn't go down that far. I don't know.
I'll have her go down and take a look at it and maybe take some stuff with her, see if she can get any of it off.
Yeah.
But,
Because it may cloud it up when
It
she's
might.
done.
yeah, it
And
might,
if that's the case, then we'll just, this stuff's not cheap, but
yeah. Where would you get that?
Linmar,
Oh, okay,
yeah, they supplied me with all the pieces in the past.
okay. Great.
Speaking of the shed, are we ever gonna get the benches out of there?
What's that?
The benches in the shed? We're talking about getting them out of there at some point.
Yeah, I should see like.
They're not even outdoor. Oh, no, they're the ones that were by the Willistons, yeah.
I should tell Jeff about them because when in their redoing of the Union Street crossing, if they are gonna, no need to buy them if they're gonna have some. They may be looking at kind of benches that are harder to, stand up to vandalism better, but
Like stuff made out of the
yeah.
composition.
Right, I
stuff.
should tell them though. I don't know what the plans are as far as the benches go, but
I just, if they're gonna be taking down that area, I'm not gonna do the planters there next year.
no.
I will, and I might not even do them anymore,
Right.
just because it's been a horrendous time this year to clean up cigarette butts. It's just been covered.
Yeah,
And I'll still do the planting under the sign and I'll do the planting across the street at, Easthampton.
yeah, I don't even know what's gonna go on that
Yeah,
side.
that's why I was
Yeah.
wondering if you saw, I have a feeling, I already took the planters out.
I think probably next year you get a year off.
Yeah, I think
And
next year.
We'll see what it looks like.
Yeah,
when
but I
we're
don't,
done.
who knows what they're gonna do, but, I know the old men who sit there are gonna be very unhappy if there's no benches there,
No.
but, it's been a disaster there this year, cleaning up that area. It's horrible.
And like you say, if we had a cigarette butt thing there, somebody would have to empty it.
Yeah, and they knock them over.
Yeah.
Because we had them there before.
did.
Yeah,
We did.
so.
Yeah.
And then the trash, you were talking about maybe moving the other trash receptacle that's right by Tandem.
Yeah,
Because they bring their bags of trash and they just hang them off the barrel. It's like they go to dollar store buy their stuff and then put trash in and just hang it if the barrel's full.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you can do something about that, but
Well, one day I drove by and the one down here, I could see that there was a bag hanging.
Yeah.
I thought it was full. Well, I went and to get rid of it, and it was full of empties.
yeah,
So I took it. I said, no, we can't have this. So I brought them down here and put them in our
Yeah.
recycling. But I wondered if, and there was a guy there, and I didn't know if that was his bag where he
Yeah.
wanted to.
but yeah, a lot of times I will see, them hanging bags off of, the rim of the trash barrel.
I know.
Yeah.
Did we talk about possibly adding an extra pickup during busier times of the year for Riverside for that particular area?
Well, it's $306 a month already. One pickup a week. I mean, summertime is the time that we need it. 306 divided by 4. So, I mean, if we doubled it, it would be like $600 a month.
Wow.
Yeah. So if they did 2 pickups, if it's 306 for once a week, I mean, that's a lot
Yeah,
for
that is
trash
a lot.
pickup.
Barb, I thought we talked about removing that barrel and, carry in, carry out. I don't see why we need to be providing a trash barrel there.
I agree.
No, I think that one there by the dollar store, especially now that it's not so hidden. I don't know. I think we should leave it there.
I agree, because if you don't, you're gonna push,
They're just
gonna pile the trash.
Yeah.
There
But-
anyways.
Not as bad as it is when it's there.
Yeah.
In case if there's nothing to throw it there and they
They'll
start.
hide it behind the rocks on the other
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, in the past, we have had asked for extra pickups in the summer, and I mean, maybe we can adjust the days or talk to them about it and see what we can do. But I think now that we've hit this time of the year, we should be okay. I don't know.
Or maybe it's just the cost of doing business.
Yeah. Yeah, they went up last year, so it's.
I mean, I think the dollar store should contribute to removing the trash, because most of the trash is from them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's all you see the bags, the plastic bags.
I
It
mean,
says
if it
dollar
was
store.
a local company, but I don't know how successful I don't know anything about that company, who to talk to.
Well, I mean, and I wonder if it's an issue where there needs to be maybe trash on their property,
Right.
Like
A trash
Yeah,
can on there.
rather than, because, is there an owner of that entire,
yeah.
Mhm.
maybe
There
that's somebody we should consider approaching to just not to say, you need to take care of this, but, this is a shared problem. Can we come up with a solution?
And if not, we'll slam them all over Facebook.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't mow by the little fence there. That's a disaster too. And that's where, there's cigarette butts and every kind of cup and everything there. So I think once the project redesigning that, there might be a lot easier way to clean up there.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I'm hopeful for that too.
Yeah, because it's like that corner, it's just horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay, do we want to look at our calendars for next month? Lots of times we'll take December off, so we probably should meet a little bit before Thanksgiving and then give ourselves December off. Let's see, let's start with that one right here. So,
I've got the 14th or the 21st or the 28th, I guess. But
yeah, that's true. I think any of those would be fine with me, whatever works for anybody here.
21st.
The 21st?
21st, okay.
Okay,
Both are good for me.
okay. All right, let's say the 21st, and then we'll be done until after the holidays. Right. Okay, so we have a motion. Is everything done? Any other concerns or questions or?
There's that graffiti that's still on the trail by Millside Park.
Still on the trail?
Do we just let it fade?
Is it
On the
fading?
asphalt?
On the asphalt, yeah.
What color is it?
It's mostly white, I think, if I remember right. Yeah, there's some orange, I think, over on the basketball court, but.
Yeah, I think basketball courts, that's the park department, so I'm not worried about that. I can bring that up to Terry too. I mean, you know, there's still some spray paint down in. I mean, you have to spray it so it doesn't go right just over the letters.
Yeah, if you're gonna have her do that, contact me. I'm in a good time of my cycle here.
Oh, okay.
And, I'll come out and show her the tricks
Okay.
to
Okay, I'll try to
mask
reach her
it.
tomorrow. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have a little list for her. She's. Okay. All right. Then do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
The motion adjourned?
Second?
Second.
All right. All in favor? Okay. All right. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.